All right, start of the fourth quarter, fourth and final quarter. People holding up the fours. So fourth quarter here, 20-7. 2 touchdown advantage here for the Heights Bulldogs, minus an extra point miss. So Roman Seymour and company, trips flanked on the bottom end of your screen. Number 15, the running back flanked to his right. So Roman Seymour getting the football, and he is going to hit 4 underneath. And they are now inside the 5-yard line. So quick hurry up offense, engineered and executed by Mr. Roman Seymour. So we're going to hand the ball off. And number 15 goes in, powers his way in for the touchdown. So 20. Now it's going to be 20-13 your score. This is a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So this Elkins Knights, representing the Fort Bend ISD School District, is really coming in hot. So they had somewhat of a slow start here in the first half, but like I said, they got it together, made some tremendous halftime adjustments, and they are back in this football game, and they definitely have momentum on their side. Extra point up, and it will be good. So score now, we'll go head over to it, 20-14 your score with 11:36 to go in the fourth and final quarter. All right, back in action here, 11:36 to go, so only 24 seconds elapsed, and the Elkins Knights found pay dirt for their second touchdown of the evening. So 20-14 your score, 6-point advantage. So that one extra point miss could be the difference of the football game because, hey, if Elkins can get another touchdown and execute that extra point, they will lead by 1. So that is the goal for the Elkins Knights. So Elkins Knights trying to see if they can force a 3-and-out for the Heights Bulldogs. So number 42, the kickoff kicker, is going to set up. He's going to kick it. And we're going to start here for the Heights Bulldogs. So I'd be willing to argue that this will be the most important possession of the evening thus far. So Heights trying to see, there's still a lot of time. I would probably even willing to venture too much time for them to just hang on to the football, kind of bleed that clock, but they can try to see what they can do here. So they can try to, clock management at this point still, pretty much the whole entire fourth quarter is left, but we're going to see how this possession goes down. So Dylan D-Ray, class of 2025, the quarterback and middle linebacker, also saw he might have played some safety last year. So handing the ball off to the running back, that is number 7. So 7 is having one heck of a football game this evening. So I would say number 7, number 14, and Mr. Dylan Ray, probably the headliners for the Heights Bulldogs. On the offensive line, I'd probably be willing to give it to number 55. This is on the Heights side of things. That's, I think it's Devo Ferris. Devon. Devo Ferris. 7 with some lateral movement and some moves. But Elkins does a pretty good job defensively at not being able to get juked out of their jockstrap. I know that's like more of an 80s, 90s reference because I believe now it's all about the compression shorts. So jockstraps probably don't even exist at this point in time. So 7 down on the football field. We're going to take a quick little injury timeout. Be back right after this. All right, so clock will continue to run. So under 11 and a half minutes to go, or under 11 minutes to go. We're approaching 10 and a half minutes to go. So 20-14. Like I said, this so far is the most important possession for both teams as we speak. So Dylan D-Ray, shotgun formation with trips flanked on the top end of your screen. D-Ray is just going to call it his own number. And across midfield, get to about the 40-yard line. So tremendous gain there for that young man. So he went from the 47, his own 47, and we're going to see where they're going to place the football. Quick little injury timeout. Looks like 6 is a little slow to get up for the Elkins Knights. All right, so number 6 for the Elkin Knights getting off on his own accord. So you always like to see the player be able to walk off by himself to the sidelines. So that was about a 13-yard gain for Mr. Dylan D-Ray for the Heights Bulldogs. So Heights now in Elkins territory. 20-14 your score. Heights hanging on by a thread to the 6-point lead advantage. So Dylan D-Ray with 14 behind him and 13 was in motion. Dylan D-Ray going to hit 5. There's a flag on the football field. All right, so penalty will be assessed on the Heights Bulldogs, bringing it back 5 yards. So ball at the 45, still inside Elkins territory. So Heights operating short side of the football field, slightly longer now with the penalty. So Dylan D-Ray barking out the signals with trips flanked on the top. Oh my gosh. So the Elkins Knights blew that up. Phenomenal play there by number 19 for the Elkin Knights. So that young man, as well as the rest of his teammates, were not going to be denied. So gotta love that. Like the offensive line, they found a crease, they ran with it, and they literally bum rushed the Heights Bulldogs. So now they pinned them back inside their own territory, if not by a half yard or a quarter yard. So Heights now inside their own territory, 49 and 3/4 yard line. So pistol shotgun formation. Dylan D-Ray, I believe, with 14 flanked behind him. Ooh, a little bit of old school option. So kind of like the old school Nebraska option. And then what you'd call, let's see, some of the service academies in Georgia Southern used to do that. So you just don't see that anymore. The Heights decided to roll with that one, but it didn't really work to their advantage. So third down, clock continues to run, under 9 minutes to go, 20-14. So 6-point advantage for the Heights. Heights doing pretty good at bleeding the clock, but like I said earlier, when they took over with over 11 minutes to go, there's literally no way to bleed out an 11-minute clock. Ooh. So Dylan D-Ray threading the respective needle, hitting number 5. I wouldn't say in some space. Well, technically in some space, but that was like within some double coverage. So Dylan D-Ray had to throw on some extra mustard to execute that one. So Dylan D-Ray, number 4 to number 5. So number 5, I believe that's Zaylen Cormier, the Houston commit. But like I said, I have a Max Preps roster that's essentially anyone's guess. I probably could have went to the stands and asked some random fans the roster, and I probably could have got a better one than what Max preps. No harm, no foul against Max preps, but it is kind of a Wikipedia scenario where I think a lot of people can edit it. So once again, the Elkins Knights, so they're going to throw most likely an unsportsmanlike penalty, personal foul, 15-yard penalty. So we're going to see this go down shortly. It's going to be assessed on the Elkin Knights. It's going to be first down for the Heights Bulldogs. So we're going to see that's 5 yards. That's 10 yards. That is 15 yards, ladies and gentlemen. So personal foul scenario. Ball is going to be now at the 18-yard line, near side hash. So Heights Bulldogs now in the red zone. So they're knocking on the door. So Dylan D-Ray looking at the offensive staff on the home side of the football field. This is Butler Stadium. HISD versus FBISD. Houston, Texas, just somewhat slightly outside of Missouri City in Houston, Texas. So Dylan D-Ray. Going to change directions. Top end of your screen, trying to take the corner. And he is going to get to about the 10-yard line. So we're going to see where they're going to place the football. So Heights, look like you can almost count them out, even though they had the lead. Elkins kind of a resurgence per se, and then Heights trying to throw themselves back in the ring here, conversational-wise. So under 7 minutes to go, just about halfway through this fourth and final quarter. Second half action, 20-14, and with a second and about 4 situation. So Dylan D-Ray now going under center. Somebody gets stood up. Ball on the football field. This is Elkins. The Elkins young man is going to get chased from behind, but I don't think he cares at this point. He has the football. I believe that's number 7 for the Elkin Knights. So change in possession, change in momentum. Elkins Knights going to go with this one. So 6:37 to go, about halfway through this fourth and final quarter. And Elkins wants this to go down. And we're going to take a quick little injury timeout. We'll be back right after this. All right, so ball will be placed smack dab middle of the football field. So that beautiful HISD logo in the dead center of Butler Stadium field. So a little RPO. Seymour going to hand the ball off to the running back. Running back is going to essentially cross midfield and get to about the 45, if not 46-yard line. That was number 26 for the Elkin Knights. First time we've called his number quite literally and figuratively this evening. So 15, kind of the workhorse running back for the Elkin Knights. Now 26 checked in the football game. So twin split, top and bottom end of your screen. Shotgun formation with 26, kind of pistol shot behind Seymour. Play action, pump fake to 4 underneath. And we're going to see where they're going to place the football. So clock continues to run under 6 minutes. So like we said earlier, that missed extra point. Sometimes you don't think that the little details matter, but one missed extra point for Heights, especially when Elkins has the football. If they're able to get a touchdown and an extra point, they could have a lead. I'll bet it'll be 1 point, but hey, a lead's a lead. So, clock continues to run. Trips flanked on the top end of your screen, one flanked on the bottom. 26 just slightly behind Roman Seymour, slightly staggered pistol shotgun formation. And Seymour going to hit 9 kind of middle / far side of the football field. So placing the football at about the 35-yard line. So Elkins once again trying to do that hurry-up offense. So referees trying their best to try to spot the football. It's a 40-yard line. Far side hash. Roman Seymour handing the ball off to the running back. And Heights doing a pretty good job. That was about 2 or 3 Heights Bulldogs. 9-11, and I believe it was a 40 or 84. So 3 or 4 Heights Bulldogs throwing their hats in the ring on that play. So player down on the football field. We're going to take a quick little injury timeout. We'll be back right after this. All right, so 4:46 to go. Clock continues to run. Trips flanked on the top. One receiver flanked on the bottom end of your screen. Seymour. Oh, just overshot his intended receiver. That was number 2, top end of your screen. So 4:35 to go. That would have been a nice one to have back. So, but you're definitely seeing on Roman Seymour's side of things, definitely has the arm strength to execute a deep shot downfield. So 4:35 to go. We're going to see if Heights, the secondary, can make some adjustments. So they have to respect that elite arm that Roman Seymour has to throw into the mix. So 15 checked back in the football game. He's the running back. Staggered pistol shotgun formation. So underneath is Seymour. And that wide receiver going to get to about the 30. That's number 9 for the Elkin Knights. All right, so timeout assessed to Heights. So we'll be back right after this. 4:28 to go. Fourth and final quarter, 20-14. Butler Stadium, HISD. All right, so back in action here, 4:28 to go, fourth and final quarter, second half action, Butler Stadium, HISD, Houston, Texas. So off of Highway 90. I really like the convenience factor of getting to this stadium. Very easy to get to for most of metropolitan greater Houston area. So a little RPO, 15 taking the handoff from Seymour. That was a fourth and short situation. And it appears that they got the first down. We're going to see where they're placing the football and also see if they're going to bring the chain gang out or if they're just going to call it from the spot. So let's kind of see here. Yeah, so it looks like they are going to reset the chains, move the chains. So first and 10 situation, Roman Seymour barking out the signals, RPO, 15, top end of your screen. Here's it to go, and hit Pater for the touchdown. Looking around, no flags there. Elkins Knights making this a football game. Ooh, so there's a flag at the end, but that's after the touchdown. So 20-20, like I said earlier, that missed extra point on Heights can haunt them later on, and it actually might be haunting them as we speak. So 20-20 tie, and we're going to see what that flag was about. Usually it's either a personal foul and or excessive celebration, or maybe the defense gets upset. So we're going to see what exactly that was. Sometimes words are exchanged, so that could be a myriad of factors, and we're going to see what the officiating crew is going to call. So 4:01 to go, 20-20 your score. So they're going to call it on Elkins. So what would have been most likely a chip shot for the extra point, they're going to bring it back, 20-20 ball game. So we're going to see sometimes when you break it out like this, you might go for a 2-point conversion. Sometimes, like I said, at this point, this is a field goal. So rewinding back to the first half, number 42 did hit a longer field goal attempt. There was a penalty flag. They decided to accept it and retake that back, and they were unable to get a touchdown earlier, so he does have a leg on the young man. So 42, one of the biggest kicks of his life. So 42 for Elkins, and he nails it home. So 21-20, Elkins Knights back in the football game and having the first lead of the evening for Elkins High School. So Elkins High School, somewhat, I guess you could call it Sugarland, Missouri City. They are in the Fort Bend ISD side of things. So very exciting football game. So I've covered 3 games this weekend. So I started out at Tascasita versus Lamar on Thursday in Turner Field in Humble. And basically, that was a bit of a blowout. So Atascocita blew the doors out on Lamar by a score of about 35-7. The other game I hit last night was North Shore Sock, which is South Oak Cliff, and North Shore essentially returned the favor, blew the doors out on Sock by pretty much the exact same score. And then now we have probably, it is the game of the week, at least for myself speaking. But probably one of the better games of the week. So competitively speaking, I really like close games, just being, like I said, full disclosure and just being fully transparent from the announcing standpoint. If you have a close game, it's so much more exciting for the announcer, which is myself. When it's more of a blowout / mercy rule scenario, I kind of have to hype myself up to still continue to be passionate on the radio waves as well as the airwaves. So 4:01 to go, 21-20. Gotta love these Saturday evening matchups in Butler Stadium. So a little bit of a short kick. Heights going one side to the other. Ooh, so he did get ruled out of bounds. He was going to keep going. So 0, even faked out the cameraman / myself. So I do a little bit of a multitasking. I do announcing and camera basically because I'm a one-man show. So haven't gotten it within my budget to employ a camera person. So doing both, so sometimes I get juked out, and that's definitely what happened there. Somewhat of a shorter kickoff, and 0 took it upon himself to throw down some moves. So 3:51 to go, 21-20. Now this is where the clock management comes into play. So Heiss has 2 timeouts left. Elkins has all 3 of theirs left. So 13 in motion, near side to far side. So Ray trying to go on a screen. That playing the shallow game, but number 25 playing within himself. So great job there, 25, sniffing it out from the onset and making a play on the intended receiver. So loss of a few yards. So that's the thing. Whenever a team is strong slash does a lot of screens and the defense adjusts, then you're going to get some negative gains where actually an incompletion would have been benefited them. So Heights looks like Ray throws a little too much mustard on the football. So in and out of the hands of 5. So 3:12 to go. Incompletion stops the clock. So third down and about maybe let's make it 12 to 14. The scoreboard says 14. So 3rd and 14 to go. 3:12 to go. All right, so ball going to be at the 41-yard line for the Heights Bulldogs. So shotgun formation, number 7 with 14 checking out of the football game. Twins flanked on the top and bottom end of your screen. Ray, forever and a day. Ooh. So that was a big play there for the Elkin Knights. So we're going to see probably Heights, which is kind of, I guess you could call them more run heavy. We're going to see Ray have to take more shots down the field. So majority of Ray's passing attempts have been kind of underneath routes or like bubble screens. So with 3:04 to go, he's going to have to take more shots down the football field. And he hits 5 to about the 45. So like I said, I'm fairly convinced that Zaylen Cormier, the Houston commit. So Zaylen Cormier just had a fantastic junior campaign last year. So Heights, this is their year. Yes, they lost Frank Moss. They lost, I think it was Bryce Chevalier, and then Bims. Megatron Bims, so they did lose like a handful of players, but Heights essentially, I believe from what I saw some type of player preview or magazine preview, and I think they returned about 13 to 14 of their starters, so out of 22, that's pretty good. Other loss on the roster was Reggie McNeil Jr., who went from Heights to South Oak Cliff. So Dylan D-Ray now short side of the football field. Twins flanked on the top and bottom end of your screen. One running back flanked to his right. D-Ray going to hit Zaylen Cormier. Like I said, I'm saying most likely Zaylen Cormier. To about in between the 35 and 30-yard line. So 2:15 to go. Elkins still has 3 timeouts. Heights has 2. So 21 to 20 your score. So if Heights does a good job of trying to play the clock game with clock management, they can try to attempt to bleed this clock all the way out. So we're going to see. Clock continues to run. We are now officially 2 minutes left in the football game. Going for it. Ooh. Out of bounds. Intended receiver was number 5. Like I was saying earlier, fairly convinced that Zaylen Cormier. All right, so ball at the 31-yard line, so near side hash for the Heights Bulldogs. So 1:56 to go. 31-yard line, Dylan D-Ray, the quarterback, and now a timeout by Heights. We'll take it with him. 1:56 to go, 4th and final quarter. 21 to 20. Elkins with a 1-point advantage. All right, back in action here. 156 to go. Elkins hanging on by a thread by 1 point, 21-20. So Dylan D-Ray, the quarterback, the senior, class of 2025 for Heights. Twins flanked on both ends of your screen. 12 in motion. And Dylan D-Ray taking upon himself to try to see what he can do. But Elkins doing a good job of stymieing that one. Clock continues to run. Heights did, Elkins used their third timeout, or first timeout. So both teams now have 2 timeouts remaining. So clock continues to run, under 1.5 minutes to go. 21-20, Elkins on top by 1. So Dylan D-Ray, the quarterback, with 7 flanked to his right. Twins set on both sides of the football field. So, big play there by 7. 7 with the interception, still on his feet. And there is a flag on the football field about the 31, top end of your screen. So we're going to see what the flag is, but if it's not going to, interfere with that interception, Elkins could bleed the clock out and come out with the victory. All right, so it looks like there was a holding penalty, I believe. Looks like it was declined. So it looks like it will be Elkins football. So we're going to actually see how they set this up. Okay, so it is Elkins football. So ball going to be at about the 13-yard line. So Roman Seymour, RPO to the running back, handing the ball out to the running back, trying to bleed the clock. Heights probably going to exhaust both of these timeouts back to back. So Elkins, from what it looks like, going to escape Butler Stadium with a victory, barring a miracle on the Heights side of things. So another timeout. We'll be back right after this. All right, so back in action here, 58.9 seconds to go. Heights with 1 timeout remaining. RPO to the running back. Going to hand the ball off, and looks like Elkins is going to get out of here a victor. So I believe this should, yeah, that is Heights' last timeout. We'll be back right after this. All right, so back in action, 54.6 seconds to go. This is pretty much formalities at this point. So getting to victory formation, but RPO to the running back, and we're letting this clock bleed out. So Heiss out of timeouts. So Elkins going to see what we're going to do here. So little injury timeout. We'll be back right after this. All right, so it looks like Elkins going to start the season 1-0. Clock is going to bleed out. So Elkins Knights coming out Butler Stadium with a 1-point victory. So you're seeing the Elkin Knights getting excited. So they are waiting 10 down to 5 seconds. And that is going to do it, Butler Stadium. Elkins Knights winning, coming out of this one by a score of 21-20.